Hey, everybody, it's Eddie from Tokyo. This is your cryptocurrency update from Japan, and I'm back on that 24-hour view heat map. Yep, you're seeing a live feed. Bitcoin is kissing 13,000. Finally, it appears to be in the middle of a long kiss. The longer it hooks up with this price, the stronger chance we have to see some more moves, and those moves should be up. Support seems strong. It is at 13,070, which gave it the second highest close since January 2018. And it's the sixth highest ever on a weekly close. So this is very significant. In 2019, the kiss of 12,000, which happened twice, ended in rejection. And so it had lower weeks, but this is continuing to really hold on to this level. And I'm very motivated to keep an eye on this because of the positive spillover effect it has. Now, I only give one advice if we get into this run, and that is because this is not my first rodeo. Don't be greedy and don't be afraid to take profit. I know that everybody has lots of advice out there. Some people say I don't give any advice. Well, the only advice I give is don't be greedy and don't be afraid to take profit. So the more and more we hear this mantra, the more bullish everyone becomes. I went over to see if I could see what Blockchain Backer was saying, because I really do appreciate his chart reading, but he hasn't done anything on Twitter or YouTube for 2 days now, and I really need to hear what he has to say. We can, though, listen to Bill Barrett. He is very bullish. He is one that just had an AMA, and being the co-founder of Abra, he has brought his portfolio from 15% to, what do you think? Have a listen to this.
There are some pretty special, crazy times ahead. I want to give you my take on what it's probably or possibly going to look like. Okay? So as you know, several weeks ago, I came to the conclusion that the Bitcoin rocket is about to take off. So now as a result, I increased my personal allocation to Bitcoin to 50% of my investment portfolio from 15%. To be clear, I'm not giving investment advice that all of you do this. I simply want you to be aware of how bullish I've become.
That is very bullish. And then we have the peppering of articles still today about the largest bank in the US by assets. This is JP Morgan, where they are so strong when they talk about this upward trend through 2020 with Bitcoin could continue. And they see this as a considerable upside as it competes with gold. I just know that the buzz is in full buzz. And if you have been watching or listening to The Modern Investor, as I have for 3 years, you won't believe it. Yes, take a look. He has put his live camera stream on. We can see his face. I remember the days when he first started, there was a thumbnail that he used that showed his face, but then that disappeared. And then it's been just no face behind the voice for all these years, but that's changed today. So maybe this energy that's bubbling has him so excited that he felt like it was time to come on the screen. Listen to this. It's really cute the way he opens up his his video today.
I have the microphone, which I use for all the videos. And I was like, why not? Kind of. I've thought about this for a while, and here we are, kind of thing. There are gonna be some days where, first of all, I just woke up. I always make my videos right as I wake up. I think it's a productivity kind of thing. But there are gonna be some days where I'm not looking too hot, or I'm really tired, like this. So just know that this might not be an everyday thing. Even this is a little weird because I've done this channel for 3 years now. And yeah, so it's been a while. Anyway,
How fun. I just think it's great. I just think it's fantastic. So yeah, Modern Investor, I really hope you continue. Okay, the main purpose of this video actually is to highlight the Blockstars podcast with David Schwartz, the CTO of Ripple, and Bitso CEO Daniel Vogel. And the reason why is because Bitso, which is in Mexico, is facilitating that on-demand liquidity, which uses the digital asset XRP, and it is the busiest remittance corridor in the world, in those flows that are going from the US to Mexico. And the exchange Bitso is processing close to 10% of those remittances. And this is very good podcast in its entirety, which is 44 minutes. But the section I want to play for you is about MoneyGram. Both David and Daniel give us the real deal. And I'm talking about the status of how MoneyGram is progressing. So it is in this corridor, Bitso is helping them, and it tells us a little bit about what stage of growth they're at and also what's in store for the future. So please have a listen. It starts at this 27, I got to get up a little bit, 2750 mark. And this was really an eye-opener for me, so I think it will be for you as well. I think this should be good enough. Have a listen.
MoneyGram partnership and on-demand liquidity impacting the recipients yet?
From a money saving perspective?
Well, that's certainly important. I know that the cost of remittances is borne by some of the people, who are worst able to bear those kinds of costs, and that relative to the size of the payment, the costs are just, extremely high.
Yeah, I would say that we still need to work in making ODL be really the life-changing product for MoneyGram and other partners. And I think we're doing great strides at making sure that we're advancing with a very clear plan to get there. And I think there's clear goalposts that we have as a company and Ripple has as a company that we're advancing together to hit. And we've always thought this is going to be a marathon and not a sprint. But I think, if this is a marathon, I think we're still on, mile 4. There's still a long ways to go. But you're starting to feel it. This is the moment where you decide whether you're going to go through it and finish this whole thing, or you're going to give up. And we're definitely continuing to run.
Yeah, I do have to say it. One thing that surprised me is how difficult it is. Even if you build a better system, and even if you can convince the major players to use it, it is quite difficult to get the benefits pushed down to the end user. It's just really difficult to it's like that last little bit of getting the benefits to the people who need it the most it's an independent challenge.
Yeah, and one that is very difficult for us to influence.
Yeah. Well, and one problem is that if they're not convinced of your complete and total reliability, which can only happen over time, and they push the benefits to the customer, they're always worried that you can't take something back from a customer. You can't make your product worse, and so they need to jump in, with both feet, and it's just very difficult to get a big company to do that.
Yeah.
Well, I really appreciate their honesty. So they have made great strides. There's a clear plan. It's a marathon. So if we're at mile 4 and we have a total of 26.2 miles to run, it still does definitely show, as Daniel said, there's a long way to go. But you're starting to feel it. And whether or not he is going to finish or give up, no, they are definitely continuing to run. So I think it's good, but it is also very sobering to know that this is changing the world and getting these big companies to adopt new strategies and new technologies. It's a big hurdle. It's just not as easy. So when you see these other players that are coming into the space, they're going to be faced with the same challenges. So I do appreciate Daniel's honesty, his hard work, his stick-to-itness, because I think if anybody can make it happen, this is a company, Bitso, that has had great vision, really great vision, and I don't see them giving up on ODL anytime soon. So that is where we're at with Bitso and the question that he received about MoneyGram from David. All right, everybody, let's see. I wanted to give a shout out to Paul Nelson. He's in the UK. You can find him on Twitter at CryptoPauls, all one word. And he shared with me something that they have made. It's available on Amazon and eBay, but it's an XRP collectible coin. It's plated in real silver, and it's quite nice. I like it a lot. It's fun. Very, very fun. So if this is something that interests you, you can find it on Amazon or eBay, and it's got the brand of Hutton Souvenirs. So that's nice to share. Now we are officially jumping into the fluff, and I'm taking you to kind of an interesting story, I think. This is Yumi Ishikawa. She's in Nagoya. I know I can recognize her, the street here. She is in Nagoya when this picture was taken. And she became very, very famous because she started the campaign called Coup2. And it was a little bit of a clone of Me Too, but Coup2. Coup was short for kutsu, which means pain and agony. Kutsu is two kanji, ku meaning to suffer, and su meaning pain, hurt, damage, bruise. And this is about the employers in Japan that have in the past had dress codes, and some still do, that require a heel on the shoe. It was part of the policy, part of the rules, part of you didn't have a choice. Women had to wear heels. And slowly, it's starting to change. But there are even people who supported this same movement. This is in the Cannes on the red carpet, and it was a no-no to take your shoes off, but there were women who did it. And even Julia Roberts arrived barefoot. And yeah, I think that choice is so important. And the big change that came is from a very conservative company in Japan, which is JAL, or JARU as it's said here, which is Japan Airlines. And they, for years prior to just a couple of months ago, they had all of their women in heels and in skirts. And they didn't have a choice until now. And I think that movement from Yumi Ishikawa was part of their change. And I hope that we see more of this. So now you can see the girls are in flats, and also wearing pants is an option. Yeah, I'm all for choice. So I'm not trying to be a feminist. I'm just for choice. And then on the Business Insider, on my Twitter feed, I found that they had put this story out showing these very fancy Lamborghinis in Tokyo. And I have seen 3. They come out of a detailing house with an owner called Shinichi Morohoshi. There he is right there. And he is a legend for getting cars out of his shop detailed in wraps and lights, of course, and also Swarovski crystals. There he is there. He's a real hard-driving charisma kind of guy. Very, very famous. This is his Lambo here. And I'm not a Lamborghini kind of person, but I really do appreciate the craftsmanship and the artwork and the detailing behind what they create. We are talking major bling. In Japanese, that is called pika pika. And look at this pika pika as they are posing with their lights on at night in front of the Rainbow Bridge in Tokyo. This is, yeah, I think they're most spectacular at night, but daytime. The ones I've seen haven't been at night. It's been parked. They were parked, 3 of them, at a hotel in Odaiba, which is actually right on the other side of that bridge. It was pretty wow. And here is one of them that is also very wow. And the reason why I brought this up is because there are days during the month that Fighting Star, which is the name of the shop, opens up to the public, and you can come in and take a look at what they have. And it's just not Lamborghinis. In fact, right now he's got a 2015 Rolls Royce that's been detailed out that's just wow, that is for sale. So there are some days in November that he's opening up his shop to the public. So if you do come to Japan and this is something that is up your alley, just remember Fighting Star. He is in the Shinkiba part of Tokyo, which is pretty much central part, easy to get to, and you might find it's fun. And if you can't get here but want to see the YouTube channel, I'll put a link to the YouTube channel in the description below. All right, everybody. Yes, do take care. Sayonara for now. Bye-bye.